on our terms. Compare this to President Obama's idea of diplomacy, where we apologize and they burn only half our flag. So, and of course, there were those basketball players caught shoplifting in China. Boo, yeah, oh, terrible. It's embarrassing for us. What, are Chinese products that much better than ours? What part of Shoplift America First don't you understand? Shoplifting is bad, unless, of course, it's at Hot Topic. I kid, Hot Topic. There's nothing worth stealing there. And their employees are so gloomy. Clearly, someone had a phase. Anyway, Trump stepped in and got the players out, and then wondered if he would get a thank you from the freed UCLA basketball players. He got this.
To President Trump and the United States government, thank you for taking the time to intervene on our behalf. We really appreciate you helping us out.
I'd also like to thank President Trump and the United States government for the help that they provided as well.
And thank you to the United States government and President Trump for your efforts to bring us home.
Yes. And you can tell those statements were totally unprepared. Anyway, and then he tweeted a 2-page "You're welcome" to them. Have a great life, he said. Be careful out there. Now, that's not your buddy's dad doing that. That's the president of the United States. And then he chided the players for not also thanking the Chinese leader because he's, you know, awesome. But this is a good lesson for American kids. The world isn't like us. In America, theft is conflated with protest. Elsewhere in the world, you could lose a hand, which I don't condone sometimes. Anyway, what did the media focus on instead?
Thank you. Oh. They don't have order. That's okay. What? No, it's okay. Oh. I love
Oh. It crashed Twitter. Let's watch it again. I gotta say, that's pretty commanding. He's like a hawk swooping down to snatch a prairie dog. It's also funny because he's talking about North Korea at the time, and the media only sees the water. But if that's all you can joke about, life is pretty good for Donald Trump. But not everyone cares, especially when there's breaking news to be broken.
Those teeth are still waiting for somebody to claim them. Somebody left these false teeth.
Definitely more important than trade, North Korea, and a bustling economy. Yes, indeed, someone forgot their dentures. Until they find the owner, I'd keep them away from Al Franken.
Period.
Yes, it's true. Let us welcome tonight's guest. He's so patriotic. When he's sad, he's red, white, and blue. Fox and Friends Weekend co-host Pete Hegseth. He's sharp and funny like a scalpel that squirts water into your organs. His latest comedy album is called We're All Adults Here. Writer and comedian Chris Freed. She's the last with unlimited sass. National Review reporter Kat Timpf. And finally, the monster under his bed has nightmares about him. Former bodyguard and my massive sidekick, Tyrus. All right. Pete, how do you think he did on his trip? And what did you like most about it?
I thought it was excellent. On a serious note, what I liked most about it is it was an actual Asian pivot, unlike what the other Obama administration said they were going to do.
Right.
Never did. Let China expand their influence in that region, as they have since economically and militarily. And he scrapped TPP at the beginning of his administration, which was meant to be in some ways a check against China. He said, no, this is an international scheme that actually entraps us more. Why don't we build individual relationships with all these countries?
Yeah.
Re-level the trade plan playing field. This trip was about trade and an honest conversation about how they've taken advantage of us and about checking China militarily. I think it accomplished those two in the beginning steps. So I think it was fantastic. It's great to see a world leader stand up and say, I represent my country first, just like you're going to represent yours.
All right. Chris, what was your take on the whole basketball thing?
I like the parental analogy that you did, where he comes home from a trip with gifts. It's like my dad never brought me 3 basketball players and called my Korean bullies short and fat while I was gone between meetings. That's cool. But no, I like with the dude, like, it's fun because with families, he gets to choose, in this analogy, he gets to choose which family members he doesn't talk to at home. Like, they go, oh my God, hey, Uncle Roy Moore's, and he goes, I got a meeting, I can't. Not so much talking about that.
Yeah, it's so good, Tyrus, in a way that all the bad stuff happened kind of when he was away, so he doesn't have to deal with it. Oh, that happened while I'm on the trip.
So you guys all had dads? Damn. Nah, you know what, man? It was. Come on, man. You know.
I can't help. That's a funny joke, even though it's true. Anyway.
All these dad stuff. I was like, man, I got nothing but genes. DNA. The trip I thought was he went on a business trip.
Yeah.
We elected a businessman, and this is what happens when businessmen go on business trips. We had 8 years of diplomacy. We had 8 years of our bad, we'll try better, we'll give you hugs. Now it's business. And it came out very good for America. And he got, like I said, he got the basketball kids home. And it was more like a scolding.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
You know, I think if he was allowed to, he would have spanked them. But that
he would have.
You know, like hashtag ass whipping when I see you guys on the inside. You know better than to be stealing. You know, and I think it was great. You know, and one thing he did that I thought was phenomenal, he stayed focused, which is difficult for him sometimes.
Right.
On the trip.
Right.
All the media on this side was throwing. They were fishing anything to get him to bite and talk and get off task. No, I'll deal with it when I get home. Phenomenal trip. Well done, Mr. President.
Kat, you can comment on whatever you want. His hydration method, his style, the basketball players, the kind of job he performed. What is your overall take in this?
Well, about the water thing?
Yeah.
I think that it's actually fine to drink water.
Yeah, excellent.
Like, what do we want, a dehydrated president? You can't have that. Of course, he did make fun of Marco Rubio for drinking water, but it's still fine. I just want to know if he drank the water like that for the camera, or if that's how he drinks water when he's alone.
No, that was a defiant. That was a defiant.
When he did, he just went up and he went like he twisted it like he was twisting the head off a doll.
Or in this case, a media guy.
Yes.
He has great performer instincts, which is a running theme, because he does. He knows that he charismatically sips. He's making everyone wait, and he goes.
Like
does the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, very Clint Eastwood.
Hydration is important.
It is important, and I think it's serving as an example to other people who don't drink enough water. You know, my point is that I think that, like, Donald Trump, and I'll leave it, Kat, just to you to follow up, his personality is suited for this kind of job. Everybody was looking for him to be a certain way after Charlottesville, right? That's not who he is. He's not going to give you the group hug, but he's going to go out and deal with international Dr. Evils. That's he's hired to go out there and be a jerk.
Yeah, he dealt with it really well when all the headlines were either like, okay, well, this might not be such a big deal or might not be that great, and then the president drinks water. Yes, me too.
President overfeeds the koi pond.
Yes.
You know, like that was a headline for a day and a half.
Exactly.
Until we rolled tape on the Japanese prime minister doing the same thing.
The same thing. And by the way, I've had it with koi fish. Why are you guys so important? You're still fish, right? You can't drive.
You can't say that about fish. You need to apologize.
Do I need to apologize?
Yeah, I'm not going to have to testify against you. Please apologize to fish.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see the importance of expensive fish.
Where's that slippery slope end, though? Then dogs?
Dogs, that's true. That's true. Dog fish. I don't know. Republicans tend to achieve more on a global front than Democrats, I think. Because they have a coherent view of the world. They believe America is an exceptional and special place, that without a strong America, the world is chaos. Chris, the other thing I noticed is that Trump is the confirmation bias flashlight. So it's like no matter what happens, like, so if something good happens, it's pure luck that it happened.
Yeah.
If something bad happens, it's his disposition. It's like, oh, he's just evil. So, like, something good happens, like the basketball players. Well, that's bound to happen. If something bad happens, it's because he's just a jerk.
Yeah. I do think the demeanor of them and how they said it, it almost as if Trump called them and said, I'm not letting you out unless you say it's me. It's like, they were just like, yeah,
that's true.
Thanks to Trump, he did that.
Yeah.
We stole some stuff.
I kind of felt that they had a stern, and they're still suspended. I mean, they're
indefinitely. Yeah, they're scholarships.
Well, I don't know. I think they,
as it should be.
I think they learned a lesson, and in a way, I think we all learned a lesson about shoplifting. That shoplifting, it's not cool, kids. It's not cool to take things that aren't yours, okay? Somebody built that, and that store owner makes a profit of it, all right? And I didn't shoplift.
Today.
In China.
Oh.
Today.